So today I want to talk with you about the plethora of sporting arms that we have coming up in this May premiere auction. And they run the gamut. We've got everything from best quality English manufacturers, absolutely stunningly engraved Italian manufacturers, some of the American manufacturers as well. So we're just obviously got a little bit of a sampling today. And really kind of what I'm focused on with this is some of the different types of engraving that we'll have coming up in this auction. So I started out here with just a couple of English best quality manufacturers, probably the two biggest names in English gun making in Holland and Purdy. I've got a more modern example as well as a classic example of a Purdy shotgun, and we'll kind of go into what makes this gun so special. But we'll start out here with just the kind of the more recent manufacturer, Holland. As you can see, it's the best quality side-by-side side lock shotgun, and here just very classic English engraving, just beautifully done, very well executed, but no game scenes or anything like that. Just your very classic, best quality side-by-side hand detachable side lock shotgun. So, and now we're going to go to something a little more vintage and a very unique Purdy shotgun. When you look at this, you don't initially think of Purdy or English gun manufacturing. This gun would have actually been made right after the turn of the century in the early 1900s. And this is a Purdy that was engraved by a gentleman by the name of Barré. Barré was a French engraver that actually was that had moved over to London. And not a whole lot is known about him, but you can see at the engraving, he's an exceptional engraver and very, very unique, especially for the time. Here we look at it closer, we can see we have kind of this very, very deep relief engraving, and then we have kind of these macabre scenes throughout it, which again is not something that was done very often at the time. You see more of it now, but again, certainly Barré was certainly one of the inspirations for that. But you can see a bunch of the green man faces, green mass faces throughout, as they're called. And again, just a bunch of these different macabre scenes throughout. Cherubs and a griffin here. So again, just very, very unique. As soon as I saw this gun came in, I knew it was Barré. Again, you just don't see any other engraving from that time period like that. So again, we got the more classical, modern English engraving with something very unique, a vintage Purdy shotgun engraved by Barré. And now we're going to take a look at another English manufacturer, probably not as well known as Purdy or Holland, but this is Holloway and Naughton, still a very excellent made English manufactured shotgun. And here we see it has a game scene engraving, kind of a more modern game scene engraving. And this would have been executed by the Italian engraving firm of Creative Art, specifically Dario Cortini, who you see their work on many different types of high quality shotguns and just absolutely excellent Bellino style engraving. But here we also have some really nice deep relief scroll throughout that's surrounding the game scene. And again, just a very interesting game scene on both sides. On this right side plate, we have an owl coming down on a rabbit. Just very, very detailed, that Bellino style engraving that the Italians are known for. So, and then on the bottom, we just have kind of that relief scroll, which is very, very well done. And then on the left side here, we have what appears to be an eagle of some sort coming down on a weasel. Again, very, very detailed, just beautifully executed game scene engraving. Once again, that's done by the Italian firm of Creative Art. So, and you see that kind of mixing of the gun cultures, obviously the English gun manufacturing with the Italian engraving. So something very, very popular. And here we have an Italian manufactured shotgun. This is a Fabri that was engraved by Claudio Tomasoni. And here again, a beautiful game scene engraving. On this side, we have a flock of mallards coming down on a marsh. Very, very detailed. On the right lock plate here, we have grouse over a field. And here you can see a couple of them have been hit, and you've got feathers flying throughout. Again, very, very detailed game scene engraving. And then on the bottom here, we have some snipe with the hunter in the background. It looks like a little bit village in the background, kind of over a marsh. Again, just beautifully executed game scene engraving, something the Italians are known for. Okay, so we're going to continue with some Italian manufacturers. Again, the Bellino style engraving, but kind of more classical style of engraving. And when I say classical, I mean like classical scenes here. So both of these include a scene featuring Diana, the goddess of the hunt, which is obviously a very popular mythological story within the hunting communities. So this particular shotgun here is one of a pair of Fabris, and these as well were engraved by Claudio Tomassoni, a master Italian engraver, again very well known for his Bellino style engraving. But here we have this classical scene with Diana in the middle. Looks like we have a well here, just kind of a very classical town scene, again with Diana at the middle. On the bottom here we see her with her bow and quiver and a hunting dog. Again, just kind of these classical scenes out of the mythological story of Diana. And then on the right side here, once again, she has her bow and quiver, her hunting dog, and another hunting dog. And then to accompany the engraving, obviously we have a very select piece of walnut, some other kind of well-known Fabry inlays, with the pigeon inlaid in gold here on the fore end, all the different hardware engraved as well. So once again, another very well manufactured Italian shotgun with beautifully executed classical engraving. So and then here we move on to another interpretation of the Diana, goddess of the hunt scenes. This one was done by the well-known master engraver Angelo Galeazzi. Galeazzi is kind of known as like the father of modern Italian engraving. So really this shotgun here likely was a homage to Mr. Galeazzi and some of the scenes that he did with this being one of them. Once again, here we see Diana with the hunting dog. We see the signature of Galeazzi here in the bottom right corner. Then on the bottom here, we again have Diana with her bow and quiver, the hunting dog. Very similar scene to what we had here. And then on this left side again, Diana with her bow, signature here of Galeazzi. So, and this was all done on a Famars side-by-side shotgun. Again, very high quality, well-known Italian manufacturer. And this is a magnificent representation of Galeazzi's work. Once again, all these shotguns, along with many other sporting arms, are going to be coming up in this May premiere auction. It's May 17th, 18th, 19th, with the full day preview on May 16th. If you haven't had a chance, please come down and see us at our brand new state-of-the-art Bedford, Texas auction facility, right in the heart of the DFW Metroplex area. It is absolutely a must-see for any gun collectors. Some of the highest quality guns you're ever going to get to put your hands on will be on display in that auction. You can feel, touch, see any of the guns there, and then hang out for the weekend to see the auction. Once again, May 17th, 18th, 19th, with the full day preview on May 16th.